you will never see them again. Let's be honest, you've never seen them before though, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to talk about safety while I drive the boat backwards without looking now. So for your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, legs inside the boat at all times. And parents, supervise your children. They're yours, not mine. No eating, no drinking, no smoking. This isn't going to be that kind of cruise, okay? Kids, make sure you sit down on your back pockets. And parents, no dangling the kids over the side of the boat by the ankles. You can't do it anymore. I know, I'm sorry. But without further ado, welcome to the world-famous Jungle Cruise. My name is Skipper Colin from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm going to be your skipper, tour guide, dance instructor, photographer, cruise director. But most importantly, if you don't laugh at my jokes or don't follow the rules, I'm going to be your swim instructor. That's right. Raise your hand if you know how to swim. Nice and high, nice and high. If you don't know how to swim, hold on to those people, okay? They're going to keep you afloat. But without further ado, welcome. Now, we find ourselves on the Amazon River, which goes right through the Amazon rainforest, where it rains quite a bit. In fact, it can rain up to 489 days a year. That's a lot, by the way. That's like at least every other day. And if you look to one, that's Inspiration Falls right there. That's gorgeous. Everybody say, ooh. That's pretty good. Everybody say, ah. Hey, you sound pretty inspired. You know what? I think you've inspired me to do this job now for the next 45 minutes. So we'll leave behind South America and enter Africa onto the Congo River. And just like my job, we're going to see how far the Congo. Could be long, could be short. I honestly wouldn't trust my driving. Not after the incident last week. Anyways, right up ahead is boats, planes, and bikes. Now listen, usually somebody's working there, but unfortunately I don't see anyone. Canoe? No, okay, that's fine. Listen, you can rent those boats with either a long paddle or a short paddle. Either or. Honestly, at the end of the day, it ends up being your choice, not mine. Unfortunately, it's kind of weird. Nobody will rent me any more boats. Not since the incident last week. I'm kidding, it's totally fine out here. I lied, it's not totally fine out here. I should have warned you about this part. I can explain, okay? I was hanging out with the gorillas. I left them alone for 3 hours. I was going to go my back. And they really missed me. But then that one found a pistol, and his aim is getting much better, so you might want to lower your head. You gotta supervise these guys, or else they go ape. I mean, look at this guy's Jeep. They painted it cool. That's strange. I didn't know they knew how to do that. But you know what? It's bananas over there, so we're going to go ahead and split on over to the Nile River. Now, the Nile is the longest river in the world. But if you look right up ahead, you'll actually see an elephant. Now, these elephants are super rare. Fun fact about elephants, they have the best memory out of any animal in the entire jungle. You know, I wish I had the memory of an elephant. That would really help out with my job. We probably won't see any more elephants while we're out here, so feel free to go ahead and take some pictures. No way, I'll never believe it. There's an elephant right there. Those elephants are super rare. Fun fact about elephants, they have the best memory of any animal in the entire jungle. You know, I wish I had the memory of an elephant. That would really help out with my job. We probably won't see any more elephants while we're out here, but that's okay, because if you look to the right, you'll see the African belt, which has a wide variety of animals that call this place home, ranging all the way from there all the way to over there. So majestic and peaceful. Isn't it nice to see the animals living in harmony? When it looks like the zebra's taking a midday nap. I gotta be honest. Nice little lines to watch over, but he looks kind of dead. Tired, dead tired. No, I'm just kidding. He's just resting in pieces. Resting in peace, resting in peace. Now, if you look over here, you're gonna see that animal in the spots. That's my good friend Ina. Everybody say hi, Ina. Everybody say hi, Ina. Everybody say hi, Ina. Everybody say hi, Ina. You did that way more than the other boats were doing, I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody would do it like 2 or 3 times. You did it 4 times. Congratulations, my friends. Now, as much fun as we like to have out here, you still got to be careful because danger lurks around every corner. You never know where it's going to be next. It's right there. It's right there on the left. Yeah. His first name is Smiley, but his middle name is Danger, so it's close enough. And to his right, that's his girlfriend, Ginger, but don't get close to Ginger, okay? Ginger snaps. Yeah, you'll find out that she can be one tough cookie, but those two lounge around all day waiting for a handout, so keep them inside the boat or else you'll lose your hand. Now, right up ahead is Schweitzer Falls, which is named after famous explorer and founder of the Jungle Navigation Company, Dr. Albert. Where's his last name? Dr. Albert. That's right, yeah, that's right. Now, interesting enough, more water comes over those flats in one day than a human will drink in their entire life. Does anybody else find that information hard to swallow? Yeah, they're giving me a weird look back there. They're probably giving me a blank stare. Like, how did this weird guy land his job here? But you know what? The answer is kind of plain to see. I took a crash course, and once my career took off, I've kind of just been winging this ever since. Now, my dad told me one time, he was like, Skipper Colin, you got to be careful with what you're doing, because you're not going to be paying attention, and you're going to make one wrong turn and find yourself in a world of danger. And I never believed him until I went to this place called the Hippo Pool, and they sink like 6 boats a week, but the good news was, only 5 of them are mine. I'm so sorry, we're not there, they're charging the boat. I'm going to scare them off just by scaring off my ex-girlfriend. I've got this, don't worry.
I love you!
Don't worry, I got it. We will never hear or see from it ever again. Now, wait a minute, you'll actually see my next group of Jungle Cruise skippers. That's right. If you see the one driving the boat, I actually trained him myself. He's a real chip off the old block. Now, if you think these are monkeys, unfortunately, you're wrong. I would tell you the difference between the monkey and the ape, but it's a really long tail, and I didn't plan ahead. That's my bad. I'll be better next time. Now, if you look over to the left, you'll actually see my favorite chimp in the entire jungle. That's my good friend Annette. Now, Annette is a real catch. We were chatting, and I was like, Annette, you know, these butterflies, they're just not what they used to be. Caterpillars. Some people think it's bananas, but that's not part of metamorphosis. That's okay, though, because this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It is the colossal, the stupendous, the magnificent, it is the eighth wonder of the world.
Catfish out of water! Yeah! O2H! O2H!
We're supposed to join in on that one. I'm sorry, when I'm in my element, I say that periodically, but I was only looking for a reaction, I promise. Now, we've made it all the way over to Asia, now onto the Mekong River. I can tell because that dark, scary temple up ahead of us is kind of making me nervous. My boss told me I was banned from going inside ancient temple ruins, after the incident last week. I don't know how to turn the boat around. So do me a small favor, just keep your eyes open. Fun fact about me, I'm scared of the dark, so I'm going to cover my eyes. I'll see you on the other side, but in case any of you go missing, have a wonderful rest of your day.
You guys don't see anything over here, do you? Yeah. Those are just the people in the boat. They've been there for a while. But okay, as long as you don't see 5 king cobras with a bunch of treasure and a big king cobra statue with a red ball, we should be fine. I'm gonna look the other way now. You've got this. You don't see anything scary, do you? I was just saying, as long as you don't see 5 king cobras with a bunch of treasure and a big king cobra statue with a red ball, we should be fine. Really, the main important thing is whoever's driving the boat needs to have an open hand from the wheel and pay attention. No way to see. Oh, that's my job. That's my job also.
They have the best memory of any animal in the entire jungle. I wish I had the memory of an elephant. That would really help out with my job. We probably won't see any more elephants while we're out here, so feel free to take some pictures. These ones all have their trunks on, which is very appropriate for the number of kids we have in the boat right now. Oh, and look, there's 2 baby elephants flying under a full moon. That's so cute. Hey, don't spray me. I told you I didn't want to be sprayed anymore. I'm sorry, listen, they've been trying to get me to take a shower for months, and I just won't do it. So, they never get me, they just usually get everyone else. I'm so sorry. Don't do it again. I dare you to do it and find out what happens. I'm so sorry. Duck, goose, elephant. Sorry, elephant. That's the wrong animal. That is an elephant. I will say, though, those elephants are super rare. That's right. Fun fact about the elephant, they have the best memory of any animal in the entire jungle. I wish I had the memory of an elephant. That would really help out with my job. We probably won't see any more elephants while we're out here. So, well, it's a little awkward. We got a little bit of a traffic jam here, which is shocking. It's not even the holiday quite yet. So it means we get a little bit of time to go over some fun facts about Jungle Cruise animals. So if you want to raise your hand, say the name of an animal that you saw in the Jungle Cruise, and I'll tell you a fun fact about that animal. In the back, yes, what animal? Was that a hippo? Wait, no, let me guess again. Zebra. Giraffe. Was it me? I don't remember making that noise. It was a lion. It was a lion. Did you know that most lions are actually not lying at all? They're pretty honest, yeah. Unfortunately, the zebra found out the hard way. Anybody else want to raise their hand? Yes, what animal? An elephant. Oh, fun fact about elephants. Did you know when elephants are born, they can go up to 4 feet? I know, humans can only go up to 2. Shocking, I know. Yes, did you raise your hand as well? What animal? Oh, no animal. That's all right then. I'll come back later. Anybody else want to raise their hand? Now, I'll give you one fun fact. If you don't raise your hand and refuse to participate, the boat will not move any faster. We will be stuck right here. Yes, what animal? A snake. Did you know that when the snake gets in my boat, you don't have to tell it to keep their hands, arms, feet, legs inside the boat at all times? But they don't have any. Yeah, it's a little weird. Anybody else wanna? Oh, yes, in the back. A monkey. Did you know that most monkeys are bigger than half a peanut? Yeah, whichever half you pick is probably going to be bigger than that. Anybody else? Oh, another one, yes. Okay, let me guess. Lion. Gorilla?
Crocodile.
What was it?
The crocodile.
Oh, was it the crocodile? Oh, the snake, the snake. Do you want to know a fun fact about a python? Did you know the python is at least 3.14, recounting however long, usually feet typically, that's why they call it the python. Yeah. Now, I will interrupt this just to bring you on over to our gift shop. Now, let me explain. I know this looks a little bit different than the gift shops you've been seeing today, but that's because all of this stuff is found locally. There's this really cool spot. It's not that far from here that I love to go shopping at. It's called stroller parking. People will leave tons of stuff over there. Nobody ends up watching any of it. It's free for the taking. That's right. You'll notice we used to call this our lost and found, and that was because, people who came before you lost something priceless to them, and then we found it and sold it for about $5. But you know what? It's okay because there's some really good stuff there. If you see anything that has like your name written on it, it's just because I knew you wanted it that badly. That's right. It's not actually yours. Anybody else want to say an animal really quick? What are you looking at? Wait, is there? That's an elephant. Oh my gosh, these elephants are super rare. Fun fact about the elephant, it has the best memory of any animal in the entire jungle. I wish I had the memory of an elephant. That would really help out with my job. Oh, I can't believe I don't think we're going to see any more elephants out here. That was super rare. I can't believe it. Anyways, I'm going to bring you back to civilization here in just one moment. So let's talk about safety, okay? For your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, legs inside the boat at all times. And parents, keep on supervising your children, all right? Now, if you had a great time out there, my name is Skipper Colin from Phoenix, Arizona. That's spelled H-E-L-P space M-E, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. The cry for help is silent. And your Jungle Cruise today has actually been sponsored, that's right, by the Miracle Boat Engine Company. If your boat can make it around the river twice, trust me, it's a miracle. Now, if you didn't have a good time, that's going to be an issue. Not an issue, okay? All right. I was the only one having to do any work on that entire cruise, which was a little bit a lot. But you know what? That's okay. Because out of all of my crews today, you folks were certainly... the most recent. Yeah, listen, I mean that every time I say it, too. So, I feel like we're kind of like a family at this point, and this feels a lot like my family gatherings, except, most of you are smiling, and the best part is nobody asked me when I'm going to get married, so that's a nice change of pace, honestly. Now, I gotta be honest, I know how to get this boat started. I have no clue how to get it to stop. So Skipper Cole here is going to be putting a rope on this boat. Skipper Cole, how long have you been roping boats for? Yeah, how long?
6.5 feet.
No, that sounds about right to me, okay. Well, remain seated, all right? If you stand up, you're a bad person, and trust me, you do not want to be a bad person. But if you want to, you can stare at Skipper Cole almost as awkwardly as some of you chose to stare at me for that 14-minute long cruise. At least it was 3 weeks. It just had so much fun-filled activities. Rope secure. It only felt like 14 minutes. Now, listen, folks, I don't split it up. Remember, you're supposed to sit down. You're not quite ready to lose it yet. Now listen, I was just about to say, I'm really going to miss you, okay? My hand-eye coordination is terrible. I've got 4 eyes and 2 hands, and that's what we got well for me in sports. But you know what? I can't miss you if you're still in my boat. So,